lots of open space, but balanced in a slightly better way. I'm going on about Fortune Stadium, but we have a whole map ahead of us, a whole 2 maps ahead of us, the first of which is Skyway, and already the Sky Gods know that is in fact Refine in pink, have managed to get the tap on the ball.
Yep. See the first fight going off, and similar to the last time we were here, it seems that fighting is happening on the roofs, so just a lot of combat. It is foggy, so it's a little harder to see. But other than that, it's mostly something that they can be worked around. We do see some new faces in here from Refine, but right now it looks like we are on Sky God still.
They're holding up for a moment, just looking to fake players in. Closing the gap with this zipline. This is something we mentioned in the break. We don't want to see too much of Sky Gods zipping up to rooftops, especially against a team that appears to have a pike on its side. We also have Uni on the light with the M11, the evasive dash, and the glitch grenades, as well as goo grenades on the gateway. I'm excited to see a different style of light play to what we just saw Demon running with the LH1 quite consistently and the stun gun in his lineup. This is going to be a little bit of a different one, a little bit more close range engagement focus.
Yeah, it definitely leads itself to just kind of pushing in there and being inside the team's face. And so, very different gameplay on the lights, and that's what's so cool about the class is that it is so dynamic. But we do see the C4 going down, and they're dropping the cash out. Most of the fighting is happening down on the stairs and above. Looks like they're just trying to set up a nice defense of it.
Okay, no, that's not what happened. I thought he dematted. I thought he. Never mind. Uni taking a lot of damage there as he just about escapes with his life, and you will get used to seeing that because he's got the evasive dash. Arpika taking a lot of damage as well, but pink side aren't getting the kills that they need here. Sky Gods with a second there as well, exerting control over this cash out as they had that steal successful. Now Uni, the last one alive, up against 3 on the other side. He is trying to protect this, but he just doesn't have the utility. He doesn't have the stun gun specifically to outlast this team. He has players hunting for him. Eventually he goes down. One of his teammates has coined in, but it looks as though Sky Gods will get a successful steal here, and I doubt that Refine have the power to be able to take this back with only 2 up.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of where the taser could have been used. It's really weird to see this loadout on a light, but hey, if he has a reason for it, I'm all for it.
Reloading.
Yeah, and so we just see them getting set up. The vault is kind of far away from both teams, and we see bounce pads going off. Nice movement on Uni. Getting across the map really fast. Second cash out vault is kind of opened. Can't tell if it's been opened or if it's just sitting there. It's just now been popped. Yeah.
There we go. All right, so Sky Gods are in control of the game at the moment, but Refine have this box under their watch. It looks as though Sky Gods are moving towards the objectives instead of playing the vault, but a nicely placed gateway is going to speed things up for Refine, and they're going to be able to get it into A. No questions asked. Sky Gods are hot on their heels, though.
Yeah, and this is an interesting one to push into because it is kind of in a corner office area. So they have a lot of opportunities to just set up in this corner. So this might be in Sky God's favor because they do have a nice defensive side on these kind of attacks. So we see poison, we see them set up, and really just kind of waiting.
A bit of a split there tactically between the players on the Sky Gods. Not sure whether to commit to a push there onto their opposing players or to stick to steal. Neither comes to fruition as a result. And this jump is going to end up eliminating Fresh. That jump pad just exposing himself too much, now leaving 2 players on the side of Refine to try and defend their cash out. The steal is coming through. That glitch does meet its mark, but the mesh shield is enough to protect the steal. And that is Sky Gods with 3 players up, able to take that cash out. Fresh going down again, leaving 2 players on the side of Refine to try and do something. Bubba is left on minimal HP as his light of Uni that we're watching right now just scarpers after this heavy. He wants to get in close. He wants to try and get this kill. Waits for the dome shield to evaporate and does finally finish off that frag. Our pick of the last alive here on Sky Gods, and that does leave Refine with the opportunity to steal in the meantime. So these skirmishes, these 1v1s are working out just about in Refine's favour, and now Skygods have about 10 seconds to try and get onto the point and secure a steal back. There's been so many swaps of this objective so far. Soundcore Box taking a lot of flak there and being glitched out. He can't have any utility for the remainder of that glitch duration. Only about 10 seconds left. They have to get right on top of this point right this second, and I think right now Refine looking in a good position to try and see out this cash out and get to the next objective. They're going to get the kills for it as well. Lovely wipe coming through from Refine, and we are tied up.
Yeah, wow, what a engagement. I'm just kind of blown away by how many times that changed hands, the push, the hold, the kind of swapping it around.
My voice finally gets a break.
Yeah, I know.
I was just like, the play-by-play never ended.
Stop. Yeah, that was cool. That was great to watch. But yeah, I don't think I've ever seen them change hands that often. So those teams are really kind of bringing a lot of fight to the plate here. So yeah, I don't know what to expect next. But we do see that Refine is started the Vault 3. SkyGod starts to push there. Here they are in the zipline again. And you see that Rapika already took a lot of damage just getting over here. And he goes down.
Bubba dead. That's Bubba taken out already.
Oh, Bubba.
Not great sign there for Skygods. But they are approaching our Refine. And they're closing this distance. They do have an eye for this light here. Fresh tries to play them. Tries to get around behind, but he's definitely a dead man. And now Skygod's in a pretty commanding position, but that box has been dropped in the middle of nowhere, so it's not the worst thing in the world for Refine here as they try to recollect themselves. Fresh up in 11 seconds.
Yeah, and this is still the fight over the ball, so it hasn't even been started, and really it's non-consequential just yet. So it's still just that fight of who gets started. So we do see Skygods are kind of in a good position. They're inside, hopping off, and yeah, now they have the high ground. So we will see some kills start going their way. But Priscilla goes down. It does look like Rapika is going low, having to run away, and he goes down as well. So they're down to one team, one person left on their team.
Skygod's got a bit split up there. And it's cost them this fight here, and that is going to give Refine control of the box. They can choose to put it into D, which is right next to them, or they can go all the way to C. I think they'll probably just get this started as soon as they can.
Yeah, I would think so. Well, they might wait until the timer goes down, just so that they spawn a little further away. And
yep.
I think that's what we're about to see.
There we go.
And there
and
it is.
In the box it goes. So now they get to play control from this villa, which is very nice for them. As we saw, Skygods did struggle against the range capabilities that Mops brought last time around, and we have that same sort of setup, at least with the Pike in one of the medium's hands on Refine. They are lacking a little bit of that distance that Skygods had compared to the LH1. We have the M11 instead, but it's still definitely an advantageous position here for the defending side, as Skygod's going to struggle to close this gap out in the open without a really effective zipline or something. They are taking the jump pad across from the tall office building, and this zip takes them a bit closer. They've learned their lesson, and they're just hopping off that zip as soon as possible. Great gas! That's going to do a lot of damage. It may finish them off, but no, the heal beam enough. They are sending in the cavalry, though, to try and clean up as much as they can, and this is a really scrappy situation for Skygods, who may have already forfeit this fight, but in comes the shotgun, dealing lethal damage. The M11 skirmishes its way to a victory there. And we have, again, a 3 versus 3, it would seem, as the reses come through. Fresh taken out, as is Priscilla. Sample Watts the last alive. He picks up the totem, but he's being chased down. And this is surely curtains for Skygods on this map. Refine get the kill. And with 30 seconds left or so, it's going to be a really tight scramble to this last objective if they can make it there.
Yeah, I don't think so. And then we just see the Refine is set up in the perfect position on top of the roof. And they're going to have to push in, and it's just battling uphill. And it's not going to happen. They have to dive on it, and it is in the corner of the map.
That's a good spawn. There's a good spawn, and the zip is going to throw them all the way towards it. They need to get someone on top of the point, and one person's going for frags. He's doing a decent job of it. Doesn't quite secure that one. Can't secure it either. Oh, so close. No one's gone for the point, though. That's your win, Con. What are you doing? Go for the point. Skygods.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened. They really tried, but seem to be coordinated as a team, because you're right, if the one person would have dived off and the other people would have distracted them, they might have had enough time for that steal. Plus we get like sandstorm variation. I think that we'll see some really good gameplay from Sky Gods hopping into it, hopefully this time. So
looks like a relatively intact version of Vegas as well, as your hope for no sandstorm does come to fruition. It does look a bit stormy though, those palm trees swaying in the breeze. And Uni getting first contact there, spotting someone. It does spot a couple of players beneath him, decides to open up a bit of a sight line. Oh, up comes Hazza. Was that a light? Has Hazza switched to light, or am I... How much do my eyes
I think that was. He went down too quick to be a medium or anything beyond that, so yeah.
That way. He is?
Yeah, he is.
We've got medium, medium, light. It's a full swap. A
He's running
huge
in
swap
Viz.
from Sky Gods. That is unprecedented in this sort of competition. So far, it's not paid off for them. But it is something.
To change. You know, maybe they are trying to change the strategy, and I commend them for that, especially on the map that they won so competitively in the last one. So, yeah.
Wow. All right, now my brain has to readjust to casting an almost entirely different game. You know, we were going into this saying, look, this is the one map that Sky Gods won off the back of having double heavies, off the back of the utility that they were able to hunker up with. But now they've gone for a completely different approach with the model and the DMAT on Samco Box, followed closely by Hazard on that light.
Yeah, and DMAT's working out for them.
Yeah.
Just because they were immediately able to get into that alleyway and start to push on. They're in a good position to be pushing, and they still kind of have the almost high ground above them. And yeah, it does look like the Refined are getting started for a push. Like they know that they're coming, so they've got the shotgun going off, but somebody went down immediately.
Hazard's
down to 1 health.
Both of those lights down to 1 health, in fact, as Uni comes out just about on top. And Basila taken out by Fresh, who again is on low HP, but Refine overall here have done the dirty work. That is a wipe, and they will protect their cash out. So Sky Gods, despite the switch up, are struggling. That gas is going to push this cash out right out into the open for the final 30 seconds or so, as Refine have respawned and look to close this gap.
Yeah, it's a great place to put that cash out in, and I think that they kind of do have the advantage right now, because now that Refine has to push in, and they have to go into the open area. So we see this push starting to happen, and everybody's just kind of set up on top of the roof. Ooh, nice DMAT going down. He was able to get out of there.
Oh, but he is being
chased. Oh, he gets chased down. And this cash out will be going the way of Sky Gods. Unless somebody gets it at the last second, no, there's no chance.
In fact, Refine taking it as the team colours have been swapped. I believe so. Yeah, Refine are a little bit ahead so far, and Sky Gods, despite getting the team wipe onto Refine there, now need to chase the game. And we have this second box not too far away as well. It should be a quick tap here for Hazza. You can see not Bubba putting up the biggest numbers there. 3 kills across those skirmishes. The full switch is something I'm still staggered by. I'm still staggered by this right now. I'm still trying to adjust to it. I'm still wondering what the thought process is here. I mean, keeping your opponents on their toes is always a good thing in my opinion. But this is such a swap of playstyles that I wonder whether it's just for Sky God's own sake. They just feel like they need something completely different to get back in this game.
Yeah, it's sometimes good to start fresh. And I don't know if it's working for them just yet, but maybe they just need a minute to get momentum and start going at it. But here we go. The cash out is getting started on B. And as we kind of watch as they have a DMAT up in the air. Nice
DMAT versus DMAT as well. That's a dynamic we've never seen in comp. There could be some interesting DMAT moments. Ooh, Basila, despite not getting the jump on the play, being jumped on instead, actually turns and burns Hazza, but Hazza is obviously the light and able to get back up to full health quite quickly. Sandalbob's caught out and alone up here, it would seem. He needs the assistance of his teammates, otherwise he's going to go down probably pretty soon. He has the DMAT for a quick escape, but actually takes down Fresh on his way. And that's a quick trade there, but the orange players are in a position where they can clean up, and down goes another as Basila taken out. Hazza the last alive, but he's just going to play time here as the light can do this. Oh, gets hunted down though, and that's a wipe. Refine.
That jump by Uni hopped in there so confidently, just charging at him, and yeah, that worked for him. So I think Refine's going to get this one, and now they just have to hold it for half of a cash out. If they are able to set up a good defense, I think that they have this. We see Bubba kind of running
quick
around.
map.
Yeah. Bubba running around, just holding his team together. They are kind of split up, which I'm not sure is the best strategy, but they are all out on the roof. So it does look like Bubba's going to have the first point of contact.
Asa going in Viz as well, looking to try and get an early pick, and he finds the half HP player, but he can't finish off Basila. His teammate does get taken off and taken down, in fact. And Hazard taking a lot of damage. Sample box being taken down in the meantime. A lot is resting on the shoulders of this light right now, but no, he can't do it. They are wiped, and that will be Refine with yet another team wipe under their belts. The second cash out going their way, and they take Vegas 2-0. That is Sky God's map swept out from under them. The full swap to MML to mirror the comp that Refine have brought out does not pay off.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't know. I don't know what Sky Gods can do. They are just kind of getting stomped today, and yeah, this is. I think them. I don't know what started. And here we go. Here's the entire map. So we did talk about how there are kind of quadrants to this map, and each quadrant adds on another layer. So you can see that really presented here in the blue versus the orange layer. And we see a lot of the zip lines going down. They're trying to break them, because it does break that one entryway component into it. Vault 1 has been tapped by Refined, and they are going to be holding up above on top of the roof and kind of putting Sky Gods in not the best position. We do see that they already have a lot of damage done to them, and yeah, just kind of getting chip damage as they get pushed closer towards the first vault.
Refine 2-0 up on the series, and they have that box in hand.
Ooh, the rocket.
Being chased right now by Sky Gods, and it's a bit of a skirmish going on here. Sample box looking to get a bit closer to put that shotgun to good use. The mesh shield nerf having really hurt them so far. Ooh, doesn't quite finish off his player. Oh, misses the crucial shot at the end of it as well. And instead engaging now with this medium close range. Oh, the medium doesn't get around the corner effectively, but this DMAT is going to give him a route of an escape. He doesn't close it behind him though. And that allows for the heavy to secure that kill, but the light is there to clean it up again. Basila now trying to engage on what's left of Refine, lands a meaty shot on the light, chases after him with the charge and slam, but can't secure it. And they're still just sniffing for kills. Fresh, the last alive now here on the side of Refine. He's got long to wait for his final teammate to get back up. Bubba Box has finally put in the cash out. That's been a long time coming. And it is the Sky Gods on the defensive here. Losing out with one kill, but the refrag is immediate there. And the defib comes through. 3 versus 2 for Sky Gods. Not Bubba trying to exert control over from above with this DMAT. Lands a lot of shots here, but I think they're going to have to fall back and wait for their full team to re-engage.
Yeah, and I'm noticing this a lot, that Refine is pushing before they have a full team. I think they just feel confident. And there's a nice Uni holding that SMG. Shooting off and bounces back, brings Basila down to his knees. He goes for the team. Can he get the last one? And he did get Sam down as well. Wow.
Oh my.
Amazing play.
We're seeing why they feel confident. Uni taking out all 3 players there in a 2 versus 3. And Sky Gods forfeiting control of the box there and the cash out now. And that is going to be tough. Refine didn't really ever get set up comfortably as a 3.
Yeah. And it was just interesting to see that Sky Gods, every one of them, they were killed individually. They were kind of picked off one at a time, so they weren't close together. And it really was their detriment. We see them bouncing in, and they have one shot at this.
Bubba's in a horrible spot here. He has to separate from the rest of his team. He is taken down, but Fresh taken out as well as not Bubba. And it looks as though it's all up to the light on the side of Refine to try and hold this. There's 3 players from SG with all the utilities in the world, all they could ask for to hold on to it. He swoops in, gets maybe a stun as the glitch is enough to try and push them off again, but the steal is stuck and Uni taken down, and that should be enough as the rest of his team do get the respawn, but they don't have the time to close that gap and get the steal.
Yeah, it was really amazing to see them kind of push in. This fight is still going on, and I don't think there's enough time to run in there anymore. It does look like Cash Out will go way of... He was grabbed that at the end. He was
That
kind
was Sky Gods in the end. I made a wrong call as well. I mean, this fight is just going to be completely meaningless. It looks as though, funnily enough, not Bubba is the one that's coming out on top with a lot of damage dealt in the way of Sky Gods, but he's going to commit to a res here. Down goes one to gas. Sam Corvox now has to pick up Basila, who unfortunately is caught in 4K there, and this should leave Refine in a position where they could just go for the next Vault and play control. But I made a bit of a miscall there, and I want to go back on it, because I said that the stun came out from Refine. It did. He's not running stun, is Uni. If he was running stun, perhaps they would have been able to hold that one.
I'm reloading.
Yeah, and I guess that is the downside, but we have just seen so much performance from Uni with things that are not running the stun. So he obviously has the reasons for not picking it, even though it does kind of leave open these opportunities that another player would have definitely exploited. So I'm glad this guy got to finally get a catch out.
God, there's no end to this, is there? They're just always fighting. We're used to kind of waves of attack here in the finals, you know, like a team fight after team fight. I wouldn't say it's not strategy. It's clearly part of the game plan to be playing this kind of skirmish strategy for both sides, but I just don't know if it's favouring either team at the moment. And you'd expect it to favour the team with the MML, but, you know, Sky Gods are the one on top right now. They're not holding the box, but they have that cash out to their names, and Refine are chasing the game.
Absolutely. And you see them kind of hopping up to the top of the roof for a fight. A little poorly planned.
Nice.
Because there goes Fresh. Nice rocket, absolutely.
I'm reloading.
They are all kind of a little bit of damage. And they just now have to grab the cash out and get set up. I think they're going to try and take it over to C.
Yep, and our Pika taking a little bit of damage there. Well, actually no damage, just the glitch, as Uni sent that his way. But doesn't matter too much. Again, there's just no respite. They're always being chased. They're always being harried. Uni from above with the M11 just tickling the orange bars as they run through into the orange building. And C is quite close by. I imagine they'll be going for C with this. Oh no, A, sorry. A is the closest for this box. So
yeah, and getting chip damage really is kind of important because it just gives you that little bit of buffer time where somebody's low and before they either get killed by their teammate or the timer respawns. And there it is again. Like he's just getting just enough to keep them slightly wounded where you're really forcing their medium to do a lot of work.
Uni just dropped his own teammate into the objective room there. I'm not too sure if that was intentional, but either way, they've come out relatively unscathed as our Pika has to be slow reds to there. That's important there, that the medium keeps himself up and ready with the heal, with the defib. That's what's going to keep his team alive. Sample being healed up as I say that. And they're able to defend this point from above. The question is, how are Refine going to engage here?
Yeah, I mean, I try and drop it and get it in more in your position. I think that's what they're going to do. I do see them kind of
nice
setting
view
up
of Holto CEO there. Thank you.
lower levels, and yeah, it is dropped down, and we see them, they were able to get the steal.
They're playing for the retake here. They didn't seem too fussed by that steal, but they want to go in while the players are in there, get the kills, and force the steal back. They're committing their utility now, not to getting the frags, but to getting the steal back. It hasn't been successful. The Pike comes up and deals a fair bit of damage. Doesn't matter, though, because his teammates are putting in the work. Uni, with some cleanup duty, taking out our Pika. That is the medium going down, the sole medium on this HHM lineup. And Basila taken out as well, and that is a wipe against Sky Gods. Refine now clean to go for that steal, and we will go to 3 cash outs on Fortune Stadium.
Yeah, and Noppa was doing great with that Pike. Really cool to see that in play for the first time, because it just has so much utility, and I think you were right, bringing it into this map was the perfect call. So Refine, really great steal on that. I thought that Sky Gods was able to kind of get it when they pushed in. They threw that dome shield down, but it just didn't work out for them.
Perhaps I spoke too soon. There is an opportunity here if he goes straight for the steal, but he needs his heavies and his utility in there. In comes the dome, in comes the heal steal. Are they going to be able to do it? They're sticking it. They've done it! What a steal! God. And just like that, Sky Gods, at the last second, take it from Refine, and they are back in this series. That was to keep them in the game.
Yeah, They did it. They won Fortune went their way at the very last second. And, you know, I don't know what Refine was doing. They were just a little bit too far away from the point. And, yeah, they weren't that list today. No.
It was great.
And, yeah.
Some of the best finals content around right now.
All right, we're hopping into it. This is Skyway Stadium. This could be the decider for Refined, or it could be the comeback story from Sky Gods. We'll see here shortly. As we see, Sky Gods are in orange. Yes, I think so. Cool. Makes it a little easier, and Refined is in purple. We see Sky Gods gets opening vault 1. They're charging right into Refined. I don't know if it's intentional or if they're just trying to
Great
make
for
some
these
move.
kills.
Yeah.
A very fortunate Goo emerges from nowhere to protect the light. And he would have scarpered away. He'd be full health by now. But a secondary engage comes here as Samkobox spots the whole team ahead of him. Decides to switch to that mesh shield to push on in. He's walking into a crossfire though. You're walking into a crossfire. Don't do that. Now you're dead. That was a very questionable decision from Sky Gods to push in that way, and it has cost them the team fight.
I think that his healing beam overcharged, and they kind of pushed in thinking that he had more of a support than he did.
They saw the light on the right-hand side, though, surely. That wasn't just us. That wasn't just our wall hacks that we have. We saw it from his perspective. So, yeah, a little bit of a misstep there from Sky Gods to try and commit. Not only committing to pushing the fight into a crossfire, but to push the two people, right? Like, you know, obviously he wanted to shield against the two guns, but I don't know what the players behind him were doing. They should have been focusing on the player that was separated. Go for the 3 versus 1 in every situation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, well, here they go. They've respawned, and they're starting to push in. We see that the Rapika is hopping in, maybe leading the charge. His team does seem to be following behind him. I think it's important that they stay together. I think too many times we've seen them just split up. But it does look like they might have switched, and they are getting kind of a little closer as a team. But we do see that Refined is set up pretty much on the roof. So they do have a little bit of distance in front of them, and it might not be the best position to be with Sky Gods coming up the stairs. They do have a nice D-mat, great view right into them, so it seems that they are covered on the roof there. We see them holding the glitch grenade.
I like this.
Ooh, what a great position from Uni. That is, I'm going to steal that because that's great.
Yeah, it's forced the engage out from Sky Gods, and they've gone in with suboptimal HP, shall we say. One of them takes the gateway back up, and the other one takes the jump pad. But at the moment, it's only Uni alive for his team, as Sky Gods have managed to wipe out the 2 mediums. But we have seen what Uni can do defending a cash out by himself in the past. He's going to do a little underhand throw to the glitch grenade, but unfortunately that means it catches him as it bounces off the mesh shield. Well, it doesn't bounce off the mesh shield, it bounces off something else. Does get the kill on our Pika though, so the retake is now an option as they are 3 versus 2, and they add some crucial damage there onto one of his opponents. Basila, the last alive here for Sky Gods, defending this point as the Soul Heavy. The rest of the team don't really seem to care, but the final medium comes in and wipes him out, and this should be a clean and easy steal back for Refined. Sky Gods never quite got a handle defending that point.
Yeah, and at first I thought that Refined was like not in a great position because we saw Uni fighting when he was the only person up. But it just seemed like it actually worked out in their favor because even after he died, his 2 teammates were able to spawn, come in there, and get the final kills. And by the time he was there, they were able to get the steal. So
it's just never letting his opponents settle, right? Like,
yes,
there's something to be said about this medium heavy heavy comp. They want to have that downtime between fights, and Refine just aren't letting them have it.
Yeah, and we've seen so many times that Sky Gods have pushed into a point already at half health, and I saw that again happening. And when you're just going in like that, you're going in at such a disadvantage. So, yeah, it is just keeping them, just not giving them a break.
Pika getting a sniff of the whole of Refine on the other end of his gun, decides he doesn't want anything to do that. Wait for his heavies to come back up. Samkobox is going to have to do a lot here, as he's the last alive. The medium and heavy taken down by that burst from Refine. Samkobox loses out in the 1 versus 1. The light comes out on top, and the mediums are there to back him up as well. He couldn't see any of them in that final engagement. It was just a 1 versus 1 as far as he was concerned. But
yep. Well, and I'm glad that we had the view that we did, because it showed how like challenging a light can be as they're dashing around, because he was focused on one area, and then before you know it, Uni was just on his left, on his right. and just having to turn and being slow as a heavy really played a disadvantage to him, and he was cornered. So, interesting gameplay. I think that Sky Gods have really got to step it up because this might be it.
This could be it. They could have maybe one, maybe two more fights here. If they don't get a steal, then Refine take this map and the series, knocking the Sky Gods out, with Refine going through to Worlds. So let's see what happens here. RPG at the ready, marching along the edge of that wall, and Samgoworks takes a boatload of damage. RPK is not ready to heal him. They drop down. Samgoworks is being healed up at the time, right now, but they're all at half health. They do manage to get a kill on Not Bubba. That is one of the mediums on the side of Refine taken out, and they're doing quite well for it here. A second kill. There's now 2 versus 1 in Shooter. 1 versus 1, it would seem, as Uni. In fact, Bubba has been rezzed. And they're closing down on this pink player, and Refine coming out on top yet again. I don't know how, because Sky Gods seem to be ahead in that fight. But now, Sky Gods only have 1 chance.
Yeah, it really keeps going back to every time I see them go for an engagement, they're either not being healed or they're at half health, and it just, you're just not going to do well pushing in. Yeah, somebody disconnected, and it's too late into this game to restart.
Oh, goodness me. Yeah, so for our rules, in fact, I don't know about you, but I'm getting a frozen feed now. Has something happened in the finals universe? Because this does not look good. We will find out shortly. I hope we get a producer in our ears explaining what's going on right now. But yeah, this is a very strange situation right now.
Yep. Well,
I'm gonna
we see
bring up the rules very quickly
us,
so that I can see what's going on and what happens in this situation.
Oh, it's paused. Ah, okay. So I forgot that that's actually a feature that they can
We
use.
have a pause in this game. Oh, sorry. Okay, so I'm a I'm a Rainbow Six caster first and foremost. I do not have the luxury of a pause in this game. I've never seen it before. This is great.
Yep.
Okay.
So using the pause, that would explain why everybody started having a stroke.
Let's calm down, everyone. Let's calm down. We will get the rest of our game. Fresh is just going to reconnect. He's been struggling. 1 and 4. I can see what's happening in chat. But regardless, we're going to wait for them to reconnect. What a moment. We have literally potentially 1 fight left of the day. And we may have to just take a moment before it happens to kind of sum up what could happen. 1 fight left. If Sky Gods win this fight and get the steal, then we are still going. But if Sky Gods lose, and if Refine manage to take this fight after Fresh reconnects, then we will see our second team go through today. We appear to be
It
back
does look
in the
like
game.
we've got to start, but Refine has a 24-second countdown timer on, so this might.
He's just not going to be in this fight.
Yeah. There we go. The steal is going down.
Oh,
the
pike!
Damage.
Oh, but he can't land the shots through the staircase. But it doesn't matter because Uni gets the final shots onto that medium, and that's a wipe! They win the 2 versus 3! Refine defy the odds. Sky Gods just cannot get it over the line, and they are out.
That's it. Yeah. Sky Gods had every opportunity to take it and kind of bring themselves back, but you know, they were kind of the weaker team going into this, and Refine did amazingly. I'm still impressed that Sky Gods was able to get Fortune Stadium, but maybe they were just kind of not as prepared